I just have to say, come out and tell all y'all that America needs to work. Good, hard-working Americans just want jobs for them to go work, earn their pay, feed their families. That's how America works. Congress has lost its way in guiding this country. The problem is we rely on Congress to guide this country. The truth is Congress needs to stay out of the free enterprise system. The government needs to stay out of business, needs to stay out of the economy. The whole problem is we think more government means more secure economy, but look what happens when the government runs the economy. Now, you heard me say it before on some of my other videos. Tariffs is the answer. Tariffs is one answer to the problem. We have to produce goods here in the United States. Manufacturing is where the money is. The money is in manufacturing. The jobs, the security, the suburban neighborhoods all sprung up from factories and manufacturing. The services and goods came later to the fringes of the neighborhoods because the people in suburbia needed the services. But you can't live off services alone. Who's earning the money to pay for the services? The people working in the factories, the people working in the offices. Once you lose those jobs, you can't support all your jobs on shining shoes, washing cars, and selling coffee. Someone has to be the producer. You have to produce. You have to make wealth out of resources. That's the name of the game. Now, as people, we're a great resource in America. We have plenty of resources here in America. We have outsourced our jobs. We've outsourced our raw materials. It's embarrassing what we give away every day to other nations of our wealth. And I'm not saying be greedy, let's keep it all ourselves. Let's keep a portion for ourselves that the country needs to keep running. That's how any entity has got to operate. You have to operate on a plus side basis. A deficit side basis doesn't work. You guys know this, I know this. Why can't we get to word to Congress? I hate to take sides or parties in these conversations, but look at what the Democrat representatives are still saying. Oh, well, it was due to unemployment we got voted out. It wasn't due to health care. Bull. It was due to health care. It was due to the road that the Democrats were going down. Now, I'm not saying the Republicans are any better. That's the only mechanism we had to stop what Obama and the Democrats wanted to do. So here we are. Everybody says it. Well, it's the lesser of the two evils. Lesser of the two evils. You hear it all the time. Why would we stick or stay with something and say the lesser of the two evils? I mean, I don't want to make that choice in everyday life. I don't go and say, well, there's two gasolines here and one's crappy and the other one's crappier. Well, I guess I'll take the just crappy. I go find some good gasoline. Now, shouldn't our politicians, our government, it should be way more than that and way more important. They do more for our country or to our country than any other guiding hand. Why have to pick the lesser of the two evils? We need many parties to water down this power. Because look at what government's doing. They push it through, ramrod it through. They have an economic agenda that looks the same both ways you look at it. You want to look at the Dems in charge, you want to look at the Republicans in charge. Huge spending, huge taxes. You want to complain about a tax cut for the richest 2% of the country. Well, you add up their wealth, add up all that they make, the income for this year, you make them pay a higher tax and you count how much money that is. If you want to talk about individuals and not corporations, it's going to be a drop in the bucket of what we need to pay this deficit. The problem is spending. Spending's the problem. The economy has to rebound and we're spending like crazy. Cut back spending in lean times. Not forge forward and spend new eons of money to enhance the banker's budget. None of this money's going to the individual to make jobs. You got a guy that has a contract that covers a whole state and he made 13 jobs. They give him $815,000. That's not creating jobs. That's lining people's pockets. You need a shovel-ready program. Ask any hard-working American. If you don't know what a shovel-ready program is, I've put a few up in my programs. Any other working American could tell you a shovel-ready program right now that they need in their state. No one wants to do that. Oh my goodness, we'd actually create a job. We might make somebody work. Think about where we're going in the economy. Take care of yourself. Save your money. I'm hoping to get people to think about these things and form a party, the Constitutionalist Party. A new party. A hand that will be the sheriff of Congress and the Senate. The overseers. Only a check and a balance, not a power-wielding entity other than to tell the truth, other than to make government follow its own guidelines, its own constitution, and making sure it's done right. Because the people that we have up there now is the fox in the hen house. We got the crooks running things. They're not been taking care of business, and they haven't been taking care of you and me. We need new system, a new way to check and balance government. People that don't want to be politicians, hard-working, everyday Americans that could lend a hand and put common sense in government. The key is common sense in government. It's got to be done. Everybody knows it does. Let's start with tariffs. Let's start with trade deals that make sense. Let's take our $1 billion a year back from Egypt. Let's take our $1 billion a year back from Bolivia that we pay for them to fight cocaine. We fund an entire army down in South America to fight drugs that we can't afford. Let's put our money back in the coffers and try to keep our people off of drugs, but let's not spend 50, 100, 200, 500 billion dollars a year worldwide to fight drugs. It's insane. It's insanity. And I'm not promoting legalization of drugs. Keep drugs illegal, but let's take the military style enforcement out of it. Let's enforce it at a level that we can afford to. Jutting off to other countries for millions of dollars per operation to stop 20 tons of cocaine is ridiculous. It costs way too much money. We can't afford it. You're talking about cutting off Social Security, but you want to fund these drug raids in all corners of the earth. Now, don't legalize drugs. I'm not saying legalize drugs. What I'm saying is the enforcement has to be equal to the problem. Now, let's enforce immigration as greatly as we have drugs around the world. Let's pull all this funding that we've spread out around the world and put it into border security and drug traffic stopping here at the border, at the problem where it crosses our nation. We don't have the money anymore to go to Bogota and smear around $5 million to try to keep them from shipping cocaine. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Okay, we will. Bring us another $5 million next month. That's what we get out of them. Think about it. Think about how many people in our prison system, because of illegal drug use, drug sales, our prisons are full. We imprison the most number of people in the entire world. We're the #1 country for imprisonment. And we pay each and every one of those people. We pay for that imprisonment. Here is someone who broke a drug law, and we have to pay their room and board for years. And also pay for the military equipment and training in other countries to try to stop the problem. It's a pay situation. We can't afford to pay anymore. I guess my point being is don't tread on me. I'm paying. I'm paying as much as I can. Let's find ways to cut. Don't tread on me. Let's look at who we hand our money to before we hand it to them. Let's keep a little bit in this country for our people. Thank you. I hope this keeps you thinking about things and looking at the YouTube videos. I want to appreciate you looking at my videos. And God bless America.